Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. If you can't tell, well, actually, if you're listening on audio, there's no...
You'll never tell.
If you're, no one might ever know because you're actually using a Shure SM7B mic as well over there too. But for those on video, you'll very clearly see very fast. We are remote today because usually we record on Sundays, but this week, Sunday's Easter. So it felt appropriate to do things remote this week.
I got an Easter basket to open tomorrow.
Ooh.
Easter Bunny always comes to my house.
You excited?
Always.
You're a candy guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to lay off a little. So that's not helping the cause.
You know me, I love all those like healthier candy brands. Remember how hard we were pushing for a Smart Sweets sponsorship? Mm-hmm. We pushed hard for that, but never scored it. But I love because dude, I'm like a gummy candy guy as well too, especially like sour gummy. There's some healthier alternative ones.
I love like freeze-dried fruit.
I've noticed that.
Dehydrated fruit. I'm like a sucker for it. Mm-hmm. Don't let me near those meta offices, like micro kitchens, because I'll clean you out. Can't get enough of those mangoes. I did not steal all their mangoes. I took three packs, and they're small.
You were tempted.
If I was there for an 8-hour day, I would have minimally 8 packs of mangoes every single day.
If that's where you worked?
Yeah, man. Their snacks are legit. They got really good snacks. No, I love the fruit snacks and stuff like that. Or like I love the fruit peels, but it's 100% fruit. It's not like kind of rubbery.
Yeah, there's a couple I get that it's only ingredients on there are fruit. And anytime I eat them, I'm like, why anything else? You know what I mean? And then you look at the price tag and you go, that's why.
And I know the Easter Bunny weighed on the side of some healthy alternatives this year. So
ooh, that's exciting. You have to send some pictures of that for sure.
Oh no, it's gonna be like cashews and almonds. I already know.
Yeah, exciting stuff though. Who doesn't love some candy?
But anyway,
you got to play Sweetopia tomorrow. Talk about mini golf, Sweetopia.
Right? Is that going to a full blown diabetic? Yeah. Dude, you can feel the diabetes creeping on you in that course. It's so sweet.
I remember funny. You even said to Lucas Martel in the interview, you were like, I love the course. My only complaint is it makes me want candy.
Oh, dude. That's why I think that's when I started going down the Walkabout Willy Wonka train. Mm-hmm. Like that's when it clicked in my head. Like, oh my God. The chocolate river, all that delicious candy.
Too easy to get sidetracked. We have plenty to talk about today, though. It's pretty late on Saturday night. I had a jiu-jitsu tournament earlier today, so we're starting and you had work, so we're starting a bit later. Yeah. So we'll try to stay on topic. We'll do our best.
Saturdays are not weekends.
We were even joking before we started recording. Well, it wasn't a joke from your end, but I was laughing at you saying it. You're like, can't do a 2-hour one tonight. It'll be almost midnight for us. So I figured we'd start the episode again with some more games that we've been playing. Obviously, this isn't every game we've been playing. We're trying to focus on more of the newer side of things. Unless, of course, we've only been playing our favorites. But this week, we went into a bit of, to start it, Beatable. That was a really unique rhythm game from XR Games. Ooh, that would be a perfect song for them to have in that game.
Yeah, fat chance they'll pull the licensing for Michael Jackson because they barely got any licensing.
I was going to say right now, if there's any flag on it, it would be the variety of artists and stuff like that. But I mean, it's still a fun game. And honestly, the variety of music isn't bad.
It got them. I look at it like this. What they have got them out the door. And it's cool they're showing indie love and stuff like that. But if they can take that and get into licensing and bring in some recognizable songs at least, then I think they'll be off to a good start.
And it's
but the game, it was fun.
Yeah, it's hand tracking. You feel like almost like a tribe drumsman. You know what I mean? Like you're just like banging drums everywhere.
And I love the idea of putting a counter down, like doing it over a real counter, so you get the natural haptic.
Well, because I had said to you while I was playing it, I was like, if there was anything, and I was like, this isn't even something you can flag them with because it's a hand. You can't have haptics for hand tracking. But I was like, there's no haptic. But what can you do about that? And you're like, lay that shit on a real surface. And I was like, genius.
If you had the 4 bongos, you could do like real bongos too.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it would sound good, but
it's a fun game. It's a fun game, dude. It's got 4.7 right now on the MetaQuest store with 55 reviews. And I feel like XR Games, coming off of Hitman, and I feel like they needed this. They're off of Zombie Army VR. I don't see them anymore there.
It's just, I guess it's not funny. That's the wrong choice of words because, I mean, Hitman's a strong IP, and that did not go over very well. And then you take Beatable, which looks indie, right? But it works. It works well.
There's actually lack of licensing in it. Yeah, is the only. It's the opposite side.
Exactly. But I think they're onto something good with Beatable. I wish there was a way to do it with controllers and not just. It sounds stupid, but
no, I get it because then you could have that haptic in it, and you think Ragnarok.
And sometimes with hand tracking, it's not. I'll give it a 97%.
You were convinced you missed a couple that you didn't miss.
100%.
And you were like, this is the problem with the hand tracking.
Yep, it's the one.
I remember you ranting.
But then here's the thing. In my head, I'm like, was my light on? Yes. Was I wearing white gloves? No. I was just doing it. So one could make 2 arguments. You need better lighting, which, I would say I don't, but you could say I do. And you weren't wearing white gloves. So the onus is actually on me until I've done both of those. But you know what I'm saying? It's not 100%.
Yeah,
97% in a leaderboard game. Give me controller options. And then if I miss something, I miss it.
Almost any game that's hand tracking only benefits from having a controller option as well. Do I say almost? Yeah. Because there's some that's impossible to what the game is, but it's good to have both.
Unplugged did it, right? They had hand tracking and then came out and said, here's controller.
And sometimes you use the controllers in it, if I'm not crazy.
You're 100% accurate.
So I think it's,
again, only because I don't give hand tracking 100% success rating.
Which for some games isn't a problem, but for a rhythm game is.
When there's leaderboards and I'm going after something, 100%, dude. And you know what it is. You get stacked combos. Just like
I was about to say that you lose that combo, you lose that multiplier. What?
That only has to happen a couple of times, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that one was not me.
Yeah, so I agree. I think that the option for that would be good, and then you would have a little haptic in there as well too. But even as it is now, it's a fun game.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm having fun with it. I'll still play it. I hope that they I hope it does so well they have the ability to go after some. I'm not saying go after, the best of the best, but just start bringing in. Look at what some of the other ones have brought in, because that they're loose to that, right? Nothing wrong with that.
No, I think that I think you put it perfectly where you said that they're on to something.
Yeah,
with this one, that's a good way to put it.
Yep.
$9.99. It's worth it.
Steal. It's a steal.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I mention the price before? If not, yeah, $9.99. It's kind of you can't beat that.
For that price, you can't beat it.
It's unbeatable.
Get it? It's unbeatable. The price is unbeatable. I hope people will. To me, the vibe has been good with the feedback. Obviously, the people who are buying it think so because it's rocking a pretty strong ass rating. But again, rhythm game done 100 times, but I'll bring something unique that no one's done before. Boom, brand new rhythm game. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, do. like you said, it's unique.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm surprised.
First one I've done like that.
I'm kind of surprised it took this long, to be honest with you.
And what I like about it is it's something that, like, I'm fidgety. So, like, I've played imaginary drums on desktops and dashboards and steering wheels my whole friggin' life. And what do they have you doing? Theoretically, like hitting your hand, something people have done everywhere. Exactly. Whether it's your lap or so.
Oh, it feels so. It is a fun game to play,
Right? Yeah.
No,
I just wish them to get, I don't want to say better music because there's some songs in there that are really good, but just recognizable music. Other than the 1% who'll be like, nah, dude, I know that guy.
Yeah. The music junkies.
I used to go to the pub with that guy at 4 o'clock every Friday, man. Small town, 300 people. You don't know?
Even if they added custom song support or something like that, so then users could map their own and import them. But there's potential there.
I could see that on a Steam sense, but I'd rather see them just go for the gusto.
Well, clearly they have ability to get licensing. I think
and then when you sell it, dude, here's the other problem though. They sell the game so cheap for $9.99. What are you going to pay $5 for
50% of the game price?
Yeah, it's almost like makes you wonder if like $14.99 would have been better. So you could charge $3.99 to $4.99 for the DLC and be like, no big deal. It's a third.
Here's what you do: your first licensed one, you eat it, you include it into the base game.
Just eat it,
and then you up the price $10, whatever. And then from there you drop DLCs. But that first one you just add to the base game and increase the base game price.
Yeah,
that'd be the only because you're
that's
correct.
Pretty much that's what Beat Saber did, right?
Dude,
they
Metallica
strong.
Metallica DLC costs, I think, more than the base game of Beat Saber, but it would look even crazier if Beat Saber was $9.99. You know,
so and, someone might throw a bone because they're the
fans of it. They love it. They played it and they're like, "Oh my goodness,
I want my music in that." Yeah. I'm shocked, dude, that with the amount of people who, especially like celebrities and stuff who do play VR, it's like, you're going to tell me that none of them have ever approached a studio and been like, hey, let's do something. It's like, I would think that it would be possible. Jack Black, right?
That's actually, they re-recorded their song for Unplugged. I love that factoid.
Factoid.
But I think XR games might really need Beatable, but I agree. They're onto something special, and it's a great game.
Beatable's good. Yeah, I'd recommend it. If you like rhythm games, freaking home run.
Unique concept and great price. And then GORN 2 came out, made in partnership between Cortopia Studios, who we love. They're part of Beyond Frames Entertainment. And then also Cortopia. And then also Free Lives as well, who was the original developer of GORN 1. And GORN 2 is the perfect name of it because they really do not reinvent the wheel in this one. It's everything about GORN 1, just better, just like fun, like better in it 2025 GORN. But they didn't you don't go into it and it kind of feels like GORN continues, like GORN continued, right?
No, it's like season 1 of any show where you look at season 2 and you're like, oh shit, the camera's got a little better.
Yeah, 100%.
Makeup's a little more expensive. Production's a little better. But it's the same show.
In this case, GORN 2 is the perfect name. It's GORN season 2.
Correct. I'd say the graphics are tighter. The gameplay's a little smoother.
Am I crazy that the weapons feel a little less bouncy? Like a little less,
it's possible.
Like I feel like
I was holding 2 of the maces, doing 2-hand maces, and
bouncy was the wrong word too. I meant wobbly.
Even the jiggly.
Wiggle.
They jiggle.
Yeah. Wiggle.
So I was pushing them together on each other, like crossing swords, and seeing how. And yeah, I think you're right. I just haven't.
I would need to go back into GORN 1. I feel like I remember things being like real wiggle because now GORN 2 is here and like why not make progress? Yeah, no, I got it.
No, you can tear feet off, like at the ankle, the knees, the waist. You pretty much dissect somebody.
Good variety of weapons too.
Yeah,
I mean they did a good job with it.
We could ask mean bosses for sure.
Oh, dude, proves to me that Hulk would be epic in VR. How about when you get the giant hands?
Big hands. First thing I thought of was like when those things were powered up. I was like, holy shit! I think those Those are bigger than Hulk hands.
Dude, those were comical.
Yeah,
those were absolutely ridiculous.
If Hulk went to the beach and the boardwalk and went to one of those cartoon artists and was like, "Draw me," then the hands would be that big. But no, Hulk would definitely work. But you know what else will work? Wolverine. Ever since there was the accidental seed plant, which we know, yeah,
nothing's in the works.
Happening.
It's not happening. We just know that Wolverine's also Ryan Payton's favorite.
Just happens to have done Iron Man and Batman, but we'll
Camouflage
see.
can do any superhero, and they're crushed at this point. After I've seen their success, them executing properly on Iron Man and Batman, I have faith. Whatever superhero they did,
I want Wolverine because he's not my favorite, and I know they'll make me like him.
That's a good point.
Just like Iron Man. Iron Man's never been my favorite.
You know what I
did? You know what I did after I played the game? Went and watched
movies.
All the fucking movies.
Well,
it was like Iron Man's great, dude.
Because the game was like modeled after the movies. Like I had like
Tony Stark.
Yeah. There was the Robert Downey Jr. looking character in it. They did good with that,
dude. It was great. The flying in that game still to this day is some of the best VR flying that you feel.
Mm-hmm.
That
with no motion sickness.
That and I will give shit. What was the first? I think it was 3 Pound Games. The first game we ever played, and it was like this. I think it was flying involved, and I almost felt
Space Dragon Unchained.
Was that Space Dragon?
No.
It was the one. You know the one I'm talking about?
Oh my goodness! Why are you doing this to me? Let me go to their website and I'll find the game. But
I remember flying in that environment. Yeah, because it's got like that puzzle world.
Yeah, I know.
Futuristic looking world. I just cannot freaking remember the game.
What you're talking about? Vault of Stars.
Yes, dude. That is an underrated experience. Because for some reason, when I was flying, it felt like almost I was thinking it and it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
That was a damn That was a really good game. Robin crushed it on that.
Yeah, Vault of Stars underrated, but GORN 2. Let me go to their store page. Let me get the actual price and
their other one that you mentioned, yes, as well. The flying is damn good in.
Oh, Space Dragon Unchained.
Yeah, there was just something about that game that I don't know.
Oh, I saw that GORN 2 on Steam was the number one trending VR exclusive title.
Okay.
That's nice, right? On Quest, GORN 2 is already at, 218 reviews with 4.7 overall.
No, GORN, it came with a following, right?
And it costs $19.99. And I do also want to say that it has 141 reviews at the time of me saying this on Steam.
How much?
141.
Okay.
145, I'm sorry. I was reading off the Google before then.
Maybe it just went up too.
Damn, dude. And it's very positive. You know how Steam doesn't give a star rating. They give mostly positive or whatever. It's very positive as theirs. Good for them.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like that they're crushing it on both platforms. This is a big one. And then $19.99 is a good price.
$19.99 is fair.
And then I'll get the store page ready on this one now too. But how about Eggy?
Eggy.
Dude. We talked about Eggy from again, the studio's name is SPUNGE. Or that Spongy. I think we wanted to call him Spongy is what we wanted. Spongy Games.
Sponge.
Yeah,
give me the sponge.
Yeah, somehow I have a feeling that's the least likely. Wow.
Sponge.
Surprisingly, Eggy is a 3-star rating on the Quest store. I did not expect that because I will say I've been having a great time with it so far in the first couple times I've gone in.
All right. Lay on me the 1 star. Give me the first 1 star. I'm just curious what the bitch is.
Let's also say it's $7.99 on the Quest store, and it's version 0.45.
It may be early access, but yeah, I want to know what the
people are saying that the Eggy's laggy. I didn't have. Well, somebody said that, not people. Hey, it's not letting me filter by review.
And that was a 1 star that said it was laggy?
No, they gave it a 3-star.
Okay.
Somebody said 1 star, failed launch. I reserved this game for my son to play. He was really excited about it, and it didn't work out. What didn't work out? That's so unhelpful.
Did your kid not put on that muscle mass you thought he would?
Somebody said 1 star, didn't save progress. Somebody said they can't launch the game. Okay. So it sounds like some people are having some launch.
How many total reviews?
22. And it's 23% 5-star, 27% 4-star, 9% 3, 9% 2, and then 32% 1-star. Damn, 32. It sounds like it's a lot of it's bug real. It's somebody saying the hand tracking won't work for them. So it sounds like they're having. I mean, mixed reality is a tough thing to develop.
I'll just say,
I thought that the room scale was amazing. The way it like showed the outline of it before the game started.
When his little leggies pop through the egg and he's running around my living room floor and he ran into my door, bunk, and falls over. Oh my God, dude. It was like, I've had no lag issues, but one could say, just like my thing with hand tracking, it's like, what does your network setup look like?
I do want to say too, that we got this through the MetaQuest creator program as well. But again, it's a $7.99 game. Damn. I mean, again, my experience with it has not been a 3-star experience personally. I've been having a blast.
I've got 45 minutes in Eggy. I don't think I've even got an hour in yet. So that's probably 15 minutes longer than the 1-star reviews. So I just made note to like invest more time.
I thought this week, and we'll go back to it next week.
The way that I'm gonna play it is just log in for a little bit every day, smack around my baby Eggy dragon, raise them, feed them.
Does sound like you're eventually gonna have to let him go Peach Dragon style.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's the last day I fucking play that game.
What if you have the option? I love the fact you're gonna be like, can I not?
Yeah, it's real simple. I just go, if I start hearing that noise about like, hey, buddy, I gotta go away. Unless he's too big.
Because on the store page it says, train your dragon to eat, walk, and fly. When the time comes, let it leave the nest and forge its own legacy beyond reality.
Let it not. It's my dragon. I invested very big into this dragon.
People don't understand this Peach Dragon thing. I didn't just hear about this the other week. I've heard about this my whole life.
Way to ruin
literally
a great show, huh?
These guys made a childhood beef that you've had, that I've heard of from your childhood my whole life. This Peach Dragon trauma.
Yeah, it's such
them letting the and now they've made this into a mixed reality experience for you to live through.
Hey, you're gonna make me fall in love with this thing?
Yep. I cannot believe it. What are the chances that that's what
like it's not even like it died, but I have to care for it, nurture it, play with it, teach it everything.
It's a fucking dragon. I get I don't want to lose it.
I get the whole direction they're going. You could argue. I mean, raising a human being is,
well, human being's not a dragon.
They're not. If they were dragons, I wouldn't. I'll let a human being go. Right.
After 18 years, you're ready to get on with it.
The only way they'll sell me on getting rid of my dragon. I mean, like you said, maybe you sign in one day and it's like, hey, buddy, I got to go. And he just flies away, like, no chance to even power it off. Or he just grows so big, he or she.
You have no choice.
And like it goes to open its wings and it's just like you can't even see in your VR headset, just dragon belly everywhere. I'd be like, yeah,
it's time for you to leave.
Go. Yeah,
that's the only way. All right, we got to see how they pull it off. Then they're gonna really like pull at your heartstrings and be like, "Yeah, the dragon's too big for your house, dude. You really got to let it go."
So that would be a great way because you want it out. You'd be like, oh man, this thing's just fucking up my whole house. Pooping everywhere. Dude, it poops.
Oh my God, that thing poops so much.
It poops. Be careful how much you feed your dragon.
Yeah. It's got fun potential though. I'm excited to keep going into it. And for $7.99.
Tootsie Roll rolled in sprinkles. I just can't believe that many people are hating on it. If anything else,
it sounds like bugs. Sounds like a lot of it's bugs.
So do you think if they charged like $14, they would have gotten less hate?
Because it just filtered out that crowd?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, you know, I spent $1.99. It's the shittiest experience. If you spend $1.99 and got anything, don't rank on it.
Dude, I think the dragon looks like tight.
I'm torn on the name.
Eggy? I'm not crazy
Eggy.
about the name.
There's something weird about it.
Smells eggy in here.
Eggy.
Like, yeah,
Eggy.
no, I'm with you. I'm not crazy about the name. But I thought
you know what the name of their
beautiful.
next? You know the name of their next game? Moist.
Stop it. Moist VR.
Moist VR.
No, I thought the character model was good. I mean, I've had a $7.99 worth experience, but I agree with you. Let's go in more the next week and let's keep talking about it.
Yeah, I want
to from there.
But right now, I'll disagree that it's
to me. I haven't had a 3-star experience. I'll say I've had much better than a 3-star experience.
And it's kind of like right to me, it's like a pet sim right now, but you're raising your dragon, man.
So, dude, I don't know. I feel like we're just kind of disagreeing with a lot of store reviews, actually, because Eggy is one example, and then like, you know, I mean, Wanderers definitely had a bit of a buggy experience as you progress through it, but I'm loving it. Like I've
Wander.
I think it's one of the best games I've played this year. Wander,
yeah, I'm having a blast with Wander.
And like I said, I know that it gets buggy as you progress through it, but I still think it's one of the best, especially story-based games of this year. But that one's gotten pretty hit on store reviews. And then we've still been going in a bunch to Civ 7 VR.
Mm-hmm.
And it's currently got a 2.8 on the Quest store. And it got a scathing review from Upload VR. And like fundamental.
What
are you gonna say?
What game won Game of the Year?
What the Bat?
Oh yeah. Who was that? I'm just curious.
That was Upload.
Was that
VR.
Upload?
Yeah.
It was.
But they are my favorite news outlet.
No, 100%.
As well.
But it's like they do make mistakes too. That's all I was trying to point out.
Oh no, I totally.
Dude, what they give it a 2? They gave it a 2, right?
2 out of 5 star. And when you read, in my opinion, when you read the review, when you go like paragraph through it, it's like, it's not that I disagree with the end score. I think I fundamentally disagree with almost every paragraph.
No, you disagree with the means that got them to the score.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
there's no way it's a 2, dude. No way. Out of 5.
They flagged that those avatars don't have legs. And I remember I started looking at it after. I was like, this would look so goofy with these dudes having legs because of like the way that they're still present when you move and scale the table. Then what, their legs are going to just fucking get tall and short? It would look wicked. I think it's better. And if anything, I think the character models are good. Like, I think they're high quality character models.
Especially when you're selecting them.
Yeah.
Standing right next to you.
And they do that like initial
in their language
spiel. Yeah. Dude. Am I crazy?
I wouldn't mind if there were legs, but I don't knowingly punish them for not having the legs.
And then
when it did come out, like, oh my God, they don't have legs. I was like, oh,
we're back to this.
Really didn't really. Forgetting that it's like you're being this critical of like essentially a board game, right?
And then
we're really talking.
Like I said, I don't want to spend the whole time going through every single piece of the review, but like unfortunately, I think I disagreed with, like I said, every single part of it. They even flagged some things that were like Civ 7 complaints, but that's a Civ 7 thing. Like they brought that Civ 7 element to VR. Like the complaints about the original game, obviously the port's going to have that just in the way like ages and stuff work in the game. Yeah, like I said, my favorite VR news outlet, I disagreed with that review. Civ is not a 2-star. And unfortunately, I mean, PlaySide and 2K or Firaxis, whoever are doing it, they still haven't gone through and responded to all those initial 1-star reviews. That's crazy. Remember last week I was saying they could up this in a week just by responding to reviews? They're still just letting them come in.
Or just one massive post.
Yeah, there's still no store page.
Hey, we patched everything like within 72 hours.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I mean,
1-star reviews from 10 days ago never responded. No store page post. Like, the complaints in that 1-star review are no longer present. Like, like what?
The reality, okay, so we had early access by a week?
And we got it through the MetaQuest Creator Program.
Correct. I was able to play flawlessly. You had performance issues
that were fixed.
Actually, it was heartbreaking to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out. There was like, a day or two?
The next day.
People had performance issues. And then it was fixed. And then you went in and you were like, 100% solved, right? So I had, but we both ended up having the same great experience after they patched it, and for whatever reason, you and a handful of other people had experienced the same, lag and jank and just terrible.
That's what all those 1-star reviews that are still present are.
So you're going to tell me these people paid $60 for a game, played it in its worst state, 1-starred it, and have not gone back?
Well, they could have, but why would they think like, I need to go update my review? You need like a prompting from the person, from the like a response to the comment would be like, oh shit, yeah, let me go update my review.
I just think how I would do it. If I'm like, well, if I really shit on something really bad and then it was fixed like the next day, I'd be like,
you'd think, shit. But you know how people are.
I was a little harsh in that voicemail. I should probably call them back and let them know, like, hey, I'm sorry. I was just upset. I spent $60. Shit didn't work.
Yeah, dude, I probably couldn't leave.
But they'll recover, dude. But, it doesn't help when you have media outlets saying it's a 2. It's not a 2. No. If they'd said a 3.5, I'd be like, all right, I could see how you could coax it down there. It's not a 5. To me, it's up there, though. Because it runs good, it works, and I'm having a fucking blast. So I don't know what's going on.
Road to VR was flagging that they use laser pointers and stuff, but it's like Beat Saber, the best-selling VR game ever on every platform, all their menus are laser pointers.
Listen, I want these kind of games in VR, and let's just break it down. So let's say they did like Red Alert 2, right?
Or Total War.
How the fuck are you gonna I don't know.
You need laser pointers for this.
How are you gonna highlight all your, double click a troop?
Correct.
To you're gonna go to first person mode and punch the guy twice and they're all gonna highlight and then go back to whoa, expanded view. It's like, give a little leeway, man. It's a fucking board game. And it's really annoying me because that's when you want to go back and look at past reviews and go, well, did you gig all these other games as hard? It's like, are you doing it because it's 100%? If this came out from
you think it's got the Nickelback effect right now? People are just like, let's just,
dude, it's a big name. We talked about it last week. The amount of money that franchise has made is
sick,
generational wealth, right? Let's just be honest. So yeah, it's like people are the machine's gonna do what the machine does, right?
It's a good freaking game.
They had a hiccup, they fixed it, but it's not a 2.
How many headset battery? How many times have we killed our battery?
Every time we play it.
We ignore the warnings. It is the ultimate one more turn.
Every single time we play
it. It's not like...
And I'll even be flexible to go, it's not a 5. You can argue it's not a 4, but it's not a 2.
I do wish you could grab the board and move it with your hands. I get, that.
Yeah, but there's a reason why they actually chose to do it that way.
Mm-hmm. We heard their logic.
Yeah, it's not like that was a great question to ask. But what did everybody think?
I'll be honest with you. I don't remember off the top of my head what the reasoning was.
I'm not going to quote it. I have a recording of it. Maybe.
Do you remember roughly what it was?
No. I'm not even going to try.
Because Demio is the gold standard for VR.
And that was specifically what it was compared to as far as the board movement. Intuitively, I want to move the board like I do in Demio. Mm-hmm. It's like, aha. Or any other game that involves moving a board. So it's just but it doesn't deal break it for me. Where it would get weird is if I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to play Demio, and then I'm going to go play Civ, and then I'm going to jump right into like, but dude, what are you going to jump into Civ for 15 minutes? Just like, are you going to jump into Demio for 15? No, you're going to kill your
they're
fucking
battery killers. Yeah.
You're going to go play the next day, or when your battery's charged. You'll take you 8 seconds to remember, oh yeah, I got to grab the table.
I think the first 3 or 4 times we played multiplayer,
it's not worth $60.
Yeah, $60 is I think this 40 like $39.99 would be a good price point for it.
Man, even $49.
I think the first, being 60 is tough.
It's not worth.
But it's because of the IP name.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a 2-star game. It's a fun game. Like every time we played it for the first few times multiplayer, you would message me after and go, "It has that one more turn feel."
Dude, I crush my battery. When I'm playing a different game and then you jump on and you're like, "Hey man, want to play some Civ?" The only reason I say no is because I know I'm not gonna fucking get to play another game. It's gonna be like as soon as we go into Civ.
Which you don't say no every time. Like again, we've been playing multiple days a week.
Yeah. No. I think the only time I was playing Loop 1.
Mm-hmm. And then also another day we went through, Beatable, some Beatable, some GORN, But yeah, I don't think Civ is as bad as the reviews are hitting it. I'll agree for $60. For $60, it is a very expensive nut. There's no doubt about that. But it's definitely not a 2.
What would you rate them out of 5?
Oh, I'm not willing to go on record with a star right now.
Not an exact, like ballpark. You wouldn't give them a 5, right?
No, but I would probably give them at least at the minimum of 4.
Okay, my minimum's a 3.5.
Because to me, this is Civ in VR. Like
my maximum would probably be a 4.2.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. 4.2, 4.5,
3.8.
But I think off the top of my head, I would go around the 4 range. But again, that is not on record, or obviously it is on record. We're being recorded, but
yeah,
it's not like
gospel.
That's not my actual score.
It's just an on the spot. No, it's an unofficial score.
Yep, just off the top of my head.
But we both agree it's not a 2.
No doubt.
Dude, I do want to mention real quick. I'm still loving Loop 1.
Oh yeah, well, dude, we said it last week. If we had the money to publish games, like if there's a publisher looking to publish anything, that's the sleeper title right there. That's the dark horse of the games in development right now.
There's an entry level publisher that could probably step up and use that as a really good stepping stone.
Dude, I think he does.
The foundation. Yeah, well, that could change real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Get this dude to get his game out there in the wild and get people talking about it and playing it. And allegedly there's more.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to him sometime. Why don't we drag his ass on here?
Since we don't have the money to do it ourselves and play with it, we might as well put it out in the ethos, put it out in the universe. Dude, it's a good
I have
game.
An attachment to that style of game. So it's like, of course I would want, if it were me, I'd throw at it. But it'd be worth at least having the meetings, right? Like
he's in Sweden. He's in Sweden. If I was one of those Sweden publishers,
Beyond Friends. Nah, dude. Well, and then like, is the onus on the publisher? Is the onus on him
to reach out? Yeah, I'm just saying that one's in the wild.
Have you gone
in development?
To Beyond Frames? Have you gone to Fast Travel? Have you thrown yourself at their door?
Maybe he doesn't know how good it is. You know how
I've seen that with a lot of developers who are making their games.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's like, why would I do that? It's not that good.
It's jank, bro.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
How creative people are. It's like there's such perfectionism to it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's a real. That's why you get publishers.
But if I could, no, dude, good stuff. Shouting it out because he's done something special.
I'll shout it out till
it's out.
Till it's out. I'll shout it out till it's out. No, it's fun, dude. And again, don't know like what price is going to be, right?
Mm-hmm. Not yet. No, it's still in development.
I'm guessing $9.99.
If you were him, would you
That's my
drop in
guess.
early access, or would you still just keep working on it?
This is an example of where, like,
Do you
the
think
real proof of the pudding of fucking App Lab would have worked great for this game, because it 100% would be out there in the wild on App Lab.
You can put an early access tag on your, but that doesn't make that's not the same.
You can also get early access fucking destroyed in rating.
Yeah.
People are a lot more critical when you get it through the store, even though essentially it's all one big merge.
Dude, you're 100% correct.
So you put your, what you feel confident is a good piece, and it's just going to get shit on. But that same piece in a different, 2 years ago.
We've seen that with Silent North and Grim, where people hold them to the same standard as a fully launched game, even though it very clearly says early access alpha everywhere.
Grim on App Lab would have just fucking annihilated.
Same with Silent North. I agree. Mm-hmm. It's like you can say early access on your store pages, but it's not the same as App Lab.
No, unless they unlocked or disabled comments and ratings for early access games, because in a way you're almost fucked, dude. Unless you're that 1%.
Well, and you know what part of it is too? You can put early access on your store, but you're getting exposed to everyone, right? Whereas you had to be looking for App Lab to find App Lab. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the users that were going to those games had they were looking for those type of experiences. They were going to give more of a benefit of the doubt and more leniency.
It's like searching for a podcast. Same thing.
Yeah. Now it's like, imagine we get put on like NBC with our production right now. People would be like, that's jank. But like NBC's like, no, it's the podcast hour, And it's like,
the new thing, man.
It would
look like shit.
It's kind of that same example, right? Like,
yeah, dude, 1,000,000%. But with that said, I think it's so good that this is one of those cases where I'm like, this should be on flat screen. You could probably port it to
Loop One
phone app. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yep.
Good little seed plant.
Like, why not? Why not? I mean, it's not like it wouldn't work. But if you like factory production, selling shit, expanding, it's so, I don't know, my kind of game, man.
Good work to the developer Jonas. And again, if you're a publisher, I
guess one would argue it is a niche game, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're biased with it. You said it, like, we love that type of genre. So,
but
I do want to say before we get into our news pieces, which we will fly through, as again, it's Easter Eve.
Here comes.
Here comes the bunny.
Do you remember when you were a kid? I would do the flower on the door.
Yeah.
But the little bunny footprints.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up and do it for Santa Claus too. When we lived in New York. Yeah, but that shit's important, man. Anyways, go ahead.
So it's hit that point in the show. As always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out tier. You'll hear some familiar names, as always, as well as our new one from last week. But we have a huge thank you to Asim, Amelia, Carson, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, Shoes, and Tom. Thank you all for your continued support, week after week, month after month. Appreciate all the love, and also thank you to all of our listeners who tune in each and every week. All of our members of our Discord community is freaking awesome, and you can join both the Patreon and our Discord by visiting the link in our show notes. You'll find a direct link there. And don't forget, you can also subscribe if you're listening on audio. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars on whatever audio platform you listen on. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe, smash that what do you always say? Smash that like button, you can comment, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, man.
So
I went to I had my mute on.
That's funny.
I'm such an idiot. Yeah.
So again, huge shout out to everyone on our on-air shout out tier on Patreon. Thank you to all of our listeners. Check out the Discord, the Patreon, and let's get into the news. So,
yay.
Star Wars Beyond Victory, an upcoming mixed reality mixed reality game from the same studio that brought you Vader Immortal and Tales from Galaxy Edge, ILM Immersive, which interestingly on the trailer, they spell out what ILM stands for. It doesn't say ILM Immersive. I thought that was interesting. But this quote unquote will put you inside the world of pod racing like never before. You're going to be up and comer Volo Bolas, who joins forces with legendary pod racer Sebulaba, featured in Star Wars Episode 1. So they showed off the first bits of gameplay from it, and I think most people, when they heard pod racing, at least me, I pictured myself first person in that pod, freaking zooming all around like Tatooine deserts and stuff. But really, it's going to be kind of like a top-down diorama style where you're controlling it in your living room, almost like a little like action toy thing. You know, it looks kind of like you're more on a board looking above it. But the studio says that the game is set around the time of Solo, a Star Wars story, and there's going to be 3 game modes: an adventure mode, an arcade mode, and a playset mode. Adventure mode uses a combination of virtual and mixed reality, and you follow the main character, Volo, an aspiring pod racer whose life gets flipped upside down under the mentorship of the infamous Sebubla, which I cannot pronounce that name, so I'm going to laugh if they keep making me say it.
Sebubla.
Arcade mode. Experience the thrill of pod racing in mixed reality on a virtual holo table that brings players right into the heart of the action like never before. And playset, transform the physical world around you and create your very own incredible Star Wars moments in mixed reality with a collection of unlockable virtual action figures and vehicles. So it looks like the story mode, the adventure mode, is going to have VR moments where you're like repairing your pod and upgrading it and stuff. But then when it's time to race, it's in that, you know, like if you're pod racing in Walltown Wonders, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but not looking as nice. At least from the little bit I saw. I know the cut screens are going to be fucking amazing.
You just weren't blown away with the footage?
No. And I'm like wicked Star Wars fan.
Oh, so am I.
I just don't. I'm with you. I envisioned like it was going to be first person. You're on that fucking thing. Mm-hmm. You're going to throttle.
Like I'm Luke Skywalker in Episode 1. I'm sorry, Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1, you know?
So that kind of threw me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I mean, like I said, I already know graphically some of the other video I saw that showed like characters and shit. I was like, all right, you know, it's going to be tight. But
I mean, there's no release date, no price. You can add it to a wish list now, but yeah, more info I'm sure will come soon. We'll see. The studio, I mean, dude, I love Tales from Galaxy Edge. I loved Vader Immortal. Both still hold up. I think for a new VR user, like Vader Immortal is such a cool freaking experience to go through. And then the Lightsaber Dojo. So, I mean, the studios hit it before. So I'm kind of giving them blind faith. But let's see. A little nervous off that initial gameplay, which I didn't think I would be.
Well, I'll take the word faith. I have trust.
Yep.
They haven't let us down, right?
2-0. It's like camouflage superheroes. Like,
yep. So
you've done me good so far.
I put my faith in them to deliver a good experience.
Just please don't keep getting me nervous.
For all I know, though, that pod racing stuff you do in like mixed reality is going to be wicked freaking cool.
That's true. That's very possible.
I mean, I don't know. I'd rather be on it, but whatever.
Well, speaking of Walltown Wonders.
Walltown Wonders. Oh, that did come up kind of organically, did it?
Yeah, I didn't realize.
So guess what's coming to Steam and PlayStation VR? Undisclosed time. Soon. Coming soon. But
Walltown Wonders, I'm guessing.
Walltown Wonders. Made by Cyborn, who did Hubris. Amazing. So you say Hubris, I say Hubris. So they're getting a different version than we have. Is that crazy?
Yeah, they're getting a VR version.
Dude, their new edition has 3 VR environments, fully overhauled visuals, which I say look friggin' amazing. Time of day toggle, and a new dating feature, so you can let your citizens hook up.
A new dating feature. That's the most unexpected aspect of it all.
Oh, well, kind of going. They kind of got that Sims thing going on, right? Allegedly, not anytime soon. Maybe a year or so. Those benefits will come to the Quest, but right now they want to give like high-end headsets the best experience possible. So, or not high-end headsets, but I'll say PC players.
Cool stuff, man.
Yeah,
I love Walltown Wonders.
Dude, it looks so good.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks great on the Quest. So it's like this one has me really like, oh man.
They say these environments aren't coming to the Quest, at least immediately. Maybe
no
in the future. They say
that's
it's
why
just
I say it'd be a year.
Too high end. It says for the Quest.
Yeah,
but I mean, they got hubris on the Quest, Quest too. So if there's any studio that can do it, I got faith it's them.
Yeah, first they just got to get it running on Steam.
Well, oh man,
PSVR2.
We're organically rolling into stuff because check this. Mm-hmm. What else is coming to Steam? Les Mills XR Body Combat is coming to Steam. Well, it's actually out now for Steam users for $30, which means that Body Combat is now available on Quest, Steam, Pico, and PlayStation VR 2. That's awesome.
That's wicked good.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's on the HTC Vive Elite, their standalone store as well too. Because I've heard Amelia in our Discord talk about having it. She got it with her headset at launch.
I didn't know if you heard our lion roaring in the background.
Your cat?
Yeah. She's getting a treat. So the world is falling apart. You just know you can't feed a cat soon enough. All right. So we got another rhythm game. But I respect all rhythm games that bring something new to the rhythm game. And
it's the requirement, honestly.
It really is. If you start, bringing a lightsaber, I'm probably not going to mention it. This one is called Peak Rhythm, and it's where VR climbing meets rhythm game. Not from the graphics I see, not in the sense of, you're scaling a tall mountain. Doesn't look like that at all.
No, it looks like cyberpunky.
Yeah, and the music is solar punk aesthetic and hyper pop music, which sounds very made up. Solar punk aesthetic, solar punk. Why can't
you want to talk about niche?
Solar punk, hyper pop. Hyper pop sounds like it could be a real genre. What is that, like pop on speed? But anyways, rhythm, precision. I mean, dude, I'll try it.
No release date yet.
No, I mean, they got like, I see like skyscrapers and shit in the background.
So I wonder if
it doesn't
be
have
like
that.
If you fail, do you fall?
Yeah, you fall to the floor, allegedly.
Oh, no. That could be fun. And like you start to do good, you guys freaking going super fast. Is that how it's going to go?
The folks that upload, they actually got hands-on with it. And they were able to do the tutorial in the first level. So that's the only peeps I know with any experience at all. They didn't say they're going to give it a 2 though. There's no confirmed concept. Release. Yeah, no. I'm liking kind of what they're doing. I don't read anything overly negative.
No, it's like you said.
There's no confirmed release date.
Nope, no price. I don't even know if
they're targeting all platforms. Yeah, no, it's just which makes me leery. One could say, you tried a tech demo. And I say that because I just see more games that just kind of like Underdog Boxing, bro. Where the fuck did it go?
I go in their Discord and they're still dropping updates to it about the development.
Is it released and we just not in the loop?
No, it never came out.
Exactly. So it's like, what happened? It's just gone. They're still calling it that though.
Let me see if you can pre-order.
Peak Rhythm?
No. Underdog's Boxing.
Oh, Underdog. I'm like, no, Peak Rhythm to me is like literally it was just a demo.
No, it just says coming soon.
Okay. Interesting.
Add to wish list. All right, interesting stuff. But Peak Rhythm, that does sound very interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it's a rhythm game, but it's checking the boxes because they're doing something that no one's done. A climbing rhythm game.
This next
If
one,
they use like real world graphics, holy crap, that'd be scary as hell.
Oh, I agree. I actually think that this would be a better concept with like real skyscrapers.
Or like the Climb.
Yeah. The Climb was a good game.
Climb 2. Fantastic.
Yeah. I think that's a game.
Like, that's the one if I climb a skyscraper, dude, I feel it.
I still
like,
wish that they had multiplayer that wasn't just asynchronous. Like I wish they had real multiplayer.
Yeah.
Instead of
that was also the game that made me know that like if for whatever reason I had to, I wouldn't and I would die.
Because if that's how I felt
scared.
in VR, then imagine.
Oh, dude, there's no way.
I remember, I think you said like I would get to this spot and it was like a little ledge, and you go, I would sit here till I
curl
died.
up in a ball. Yeah.
Until I died.
You'd find my skeleton and be like, why is he so tightly balled up like that?
No, dude, I hate heights.
The sweat from my hands would make grabbing things
just thinking about it, like needing to climb to something that distance.
What, thousands of feet?
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was
30 of which will kill you.
I remember
the odds are not good.
I remember being a young teen and not being able to do a pull-up, and my motivating factor to being able to do a pull-up was seeing to like put in the effort to be able to was seeing a movie where somebody had to pull themselves up to survive. And I was like, I can't physically do that at that time. So I was like, no, man, I wouldn't. Yes, maybe your brain, you would have the adrenaline.
If there was a fucking crocodile under you, fucking 1,000,000%, you'd.
I don't want to rely on that, dog. I want to be able to know that I can
like
do
one
that.
Of those moms that lifts a car, you know.
I want to be able to know that I can do it casually, not relying off my body kicking in superhuman adrenaline. You know.
Well, what's the opposite of that though? People who have all the training in the world for shit, and then something happens, and it's like a full.
There's no opportunity
lockdown.
For it.
Like no, it's like a mental freeze.
Okay, I don't think that applies to training yourself to do a pull-up.
One pull-up.
You gotta be. That's my motivating factor.
It's all about motivation.
All I'm saying.
Put a crocodile under somebody, they'll do a pull-up.
Saw a movie, somebody pulled himself off a ledge and went, I can't do that? That ain't how I want to go.
No, that makes sense. I hate the ones where people are holding hands. Because you could be as strong as you want, but you need that person to hold on to.
How about
the hands getting sweaty?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Fuck that. I don't want to ever be in that situation.
Heights are intense, dude. Heights and Buried Alive, two that can F off. All right, this next one, we actually get a shout out on the Upload VR article about it because it was on the Ruff Talk VR 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. Tunnels, a game made by developer Nomad Monkey. They have an official release date coming on May 15th. And there is a multiplayer preview currently live now, but the full single player mode can be purchased as DLC for $14.99.
Okay.
Like the multiplayer mode is free to play. Like you can download it now.
Okay. That's not a bad price.
And then the single player DLC, the version 1.0 will launch on the 15th. Even right now, the multiplayer is a multiplayer preview. You know?
What's with all these games trying to make you feel claustrophobic and scared to death?
Dude, I almost feel like it'd be better to give the free to play, or the single player for free and charge you for the multiplayer, you know? It sounds pretty good, though.
People like us. Yeah.
Because that's how I play it. I play it multiplayer. Dude, it's claustrophobic horror. You climb through tunnels and shit goes down. There's horrors lurking in the shadows. You can customize your survivor with unique gear as well. It'll be cool for the multiplayer. So, dude, I kind of want to go in and climb with you. You want to climb this week? Climb through some tunnels?
Yeah.
I don't want to play this one alone. Can I be honest with you?
I know where you're going with it.
Like,
so like I'll pay anything for the multi.
the multiplayer is free though, so it's
Give
already
me the
got
single
100
player game for free because I ain't playing it. I'll pay $20 for that multiplayer.
That's 100% why I had said that. I was like, man, they could get the money in an opposite way from me.
Yeah, the add a buddy program.
Yeah, it's 4.4 stars with 148 reviews right now on the Quest. So good stuff there. But yeah,
4 point what?
4.4 with 148 reviews with their free to play multiplayer preview.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Free to play multiplayer. That's interesting. Interesting little business model they got going with Tunnels, but it seems like it's a well received game.
No, we'll have to try it. Multiplayer. So, Entrepreneur 6 Live, love the name.
Well, can you tell that he co-founded Live?
Yup. He's like, I'm keeping that name too, and what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Very active on the socials, I believe.
That's a kind way to put it.
Hey, everyone has opinions.
That's a cinnamon and sugar way to put it.
So, anyways, we've got Rec or Reek. I don't want to butcher it, so I will say it both ways in case you want to gig me on it, and please keep me off your socials. But anyways, coming out with a VR game. This is very, very, very interesting. This is going to be a free-to-play robot game. Well, likely free-to-play. This is going to have the same exact movements as some real robots, because why would they need real robots? Because the best players of this VR game allegedly are going to be flown out to some secret location where you're going to pilot real robots and they're going to fight. And they said using a tethered PCVR headset connected to a PC on the same local network as the robots. So you are going to have actual robot wars for real.
So
I don't know.
The game's coming out, you play the virtual robots, and then the best players are going to go
best of the best.
Get to use an actual robot.
Well, you're going to be, it'd be headset. It'd be like, robots.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
however,
you get to control an actual robot.
You already know how that robot operates because you've been playing it in the fucking game. You get what I'm saying? Everything that operates in that robot in the game that might be for free, they could put you, in front of the actual robot, and you put on your headset and you know exactly how to make that robot work. I don't know if they're going to be like, are they going to be little 6-inch guys?
I think that this is a concept, at least my brain's gone to it. I feel like a lot of people's has when they use VR, like how cool it would be to remotely control something like a giant mech or a robot. And this is the start of it.
Well, dude, let's be honest. The fact that we still allow human beings to get into rings and like fucking knock brains out, like literally
robots. Because nothing love would beat humans. Nothing love would beat humans doing it. But I see where I get where you're getting.
Nothing will ever beat humans doing it because it's all we have.
You want to see the robots?
What I'm saying?
You want to see the robots too.
Now even like the robot arena battles they have. They're not like walking robots.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty freaking entertaining.
Yeah, BattleBots. We were talking about it the other month that we'd love BattleBots in VR.
I'm pretty sure you could fill an arena. If dude, would you pay?
There's
would you pay $30-$40 to go watch a night of underdog mech boxing?
There's potential with this, yeah. Especially if somebody's just remotely controlling it.
Yeah.
And then check this. Tesla, when they use their Tesla robots, they have people with VR headsets control it remotely because they say that that's the best input for learning data for the robots is have a real person control it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they just get in all of this user data, one day they might be able to have these robots fight without somebody controlling it.
Well, of course you could.
Because now they've learned how to fight from all the people using it.
Well, that, and if you could give it AI control and let it just absorb the knowledge of every aspect of every fighting art style, and
shit's about to get wonky.
But just like car racing, you'd have to have regulations and rules. Like you can only use certain gyros and certain motors and certain metals, and you couldn't have it weigh more than a certain amount. 100%.
I think that this is an amazing concept. And it will come down to, is it just ahead of its time? Like,
this is 1,000,000% ahead of its time.
Like, is it too ahead of its time where, like, we're going to see another company do this in 20 years and they're going to be like, look, here was the first attack, or is this going to be ahead of its time and it takes off?
Six Live is not a starving person. So I believe if he wants this to be an existing thing, it'll look like the old days of UFC before it was even UFC. You can only get that shit on like videotape and shit. It was not a good business model, but it was ahead of its time. They just had to weather that time. If he's willing to weather it, I mean, dude, he's legit. But again, if these are little 6-inch like plastic robots,
do you think he would sell it to Meta if they wanted
it? No.
Because it's even referenced in the Upload VR article. They have some history there. I won't go into. We'll save that for another episode. But
yeah, that's not
them and Meta isn't always.
But you know what?
How funny would that be if they were like, dude,
at the end of the day, money talks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You want to bury a hatchet real quick?
That's what I'm saying.
Billion,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, money changes a person.
I think that would be very poetic.
I would question how much money would Six need. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my dream, and I don't know.
It's a cool concept, though. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'll give it my best shot. I just, I'm intrigued with if it's really true. I'm not doubting it. I'm just, I'm skeptical a little. I just have a couple questions. And like, I want to know the size of the robots.
Is that ever even going to happen?
And are the robots that you're controlling in VR, are they going to be, theoretically same scale as the robots you would be?
Or is there going to be a huge learning curve for those people the first time they go to use that real robot?
Go like, holy shit, dude! Flying a helicopter blindfolded in the storm is easier.
No, I'm excited.
Well,
let's see where it goes.
The best of the best, dude. And I hope it's filmed.
Dude, there's potential with it. And then, well, hopefully it's not the last time we talk about this. Hopefully more news of it comes out through the week.
Yeah, I'm going to keep watching this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, if I butchered anything wrong, please forgive me and do not put me in your socials.
So, another one of cool concept, Virtual Skate. It's a physics-based skating simulator, go figure. It's going to be coming to the Quest 3 family, meaning the Quest 3 and 3S. Shouldn't need to specify those, but I always feel it's good. And then also Steam, through Steam VR. It's developed by Flip Axis Studios, and it will allow you to skate in VR. I mean, it looks really freaking cool. It's not the first skating game that's come to VR. There's another game that did it called VR Skater, but that one looked a little bit more like they were doing, like, when you watch the gameplay, like, the finger style skating, and it never came to the Quest. And it never came to the Quest either. This one's coming to the Quest. I mean, that's a huge difference in player size and everything. And it's great that they're coming to Steam VR as well, too. Would probably be good for them to eventually try to go PSVR 2 as well. But, hitting 2 platforms at launch is enough of a challenge, I'm sure. But it looks cool. I mean, you have quote unquote full 3D control over the feet. And you do that directly with your hands. So let's see. This one looks cool. There's no release date, no price, just that it's coming soon to Quest and Steam VR.
Okay, cool enough. So this was a picked up article from our boy Henry Stockdale at Upload VR. Now, I'll tell you about it, but I'll also tell you, it's not looking like it's coming to home platforms. So it was literally a very short 10-minute experience that focuses on mental health. It was a student project created for the European Joint Master in Animation Program, known as Reanima. This project is called Lost and Found. I'm sure there's got to be.
Oh, was this one of the ones that he tried? Henry's always going to film festivals. I've noticed he's a film festival junkie. I don't know if it's if he does it like as a work or obligation, or if he's just a junkie.
I mean, this was a VR experience though.
Yeah, well, there's always VR experiences at him. He always covers them too. I'll give him a lot of credit for that. He shares
this one focuses heavy on like emotions, memories, mental health, loss, and allegedly a lot more. So it looks like a pretty like power-packed short experience should you get the ability to try it.
Hopefully they bring it to the Quest because this sounds cool.
That's
he
short of an experience. I would say probably not, unless they were going to like just throw it in for. Put it in a Horizon World.
Rest in peace, App Lab, because it'd be perfect for it.
I really want to see it because I love these. I don't mind if they're short, whatever.
Henry said there isn't much to do, yet it leaves a lasting impression.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So far, I haven't been let down with these. So it just kind of like bummed me out that it kind of closes out the article with like, wah, wah, wah.
It's unknown if Lost and Found will ever reach.
You're not getting it.
But it was great. But it was great.
It's out there in the wild, so someone might be like, "Oh no, dude, I know how to get that."
Yeah, whoever made that,
I'll be able to check it out. So,
thing you even just throw it on, Hey, but sometimes these things float through film festivals for like a year or two before they come to home platforms. I've noticed
nowadays, not even.
Yeah,
so much quicker.
So
we'll see. I'll keep my ears open for that one.
That's a cool one. And now, check this. The other week, Meta, or maybe a month ago, Meta came out with a desktop editor for Horizon Worlds. And now you can use that desktop editor to use AI to generate 3D meshes and textures for your world.
Okay.
So you can make Horizon Worlds on your computer and then
kind of cool.
Use AI to create textures and 3D meshes. That's huge. And skyboxes.
Okay.
And all of these generative AI tools are available in the UK and Canada, not just the US, which is not usually the case. Usually it launches just US first. Meta claims that the tools can dramatically reduce the time it needed to build virtual worlds from weeks to as little as hours.
As little as hours. Yeah. That's that 1% person that can like build an entire world in like a name.
Well,
yeah.
To generate a 3D model, you type a description of what you want, and then you wait 3 to 6 minutes. You'll then be offered 4 options, and you either accept one or refine the prompt more. Jesus. When you settle on one you like, you'd then type a description for the texture you want for the model and generate what you want. Dude.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. Freaking epic.
I'm real intrigued.
Yeah. The fact that they give you 4 options. But it's rate limited. So you can you can use it to generate audio as well too by rate limited. So you can only do 100 3D mesh generations per day. You can only do 50 skybox generations per day. You can only do 200 audio generations per day and only 1,000 TypeScript like coding generations per day. Very fair amounts as well. So cool to see these. So
AI
you
talk
features.
to Spoon and you find out like 1,000, dude.
He's like
sip of coffee. I've gone through 2 of those.
But this is just just for generating stuff. You're sitting there generating 1,000 different prompts of code.
Right.
Like it's time to learn some code,
Yeah. Maybe read a book or watch it.
I'm just saying, like if you it should be fine that you ran out of generations because you should know how to rate some of yourself at that point, and it's only a day limit as well. So cool stuff.
Okay. Speaking of cool stuff, well, I guess depending on which way you want to look at it, for some it was not cool stuff. The Titanic VR experience, something that's actually been around for many a year, came out in 2018.
What, on like Steam VR before?
PlayStation VR and PC.
And because the Oculus Rift store too. Wow.
Yes. And because it's just a power hungry monster. But the Titanic VR experience is now available in early access. They are maximizing they said they are pushing the limits of the XR2 Gen 2 chipsets. So
It's in early access just on Quest 3 and 3S, right? No
Correct.
Quest 2.
Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, I don't think it could run on it.
No, I think that's what they're trying to make clear.
100%. Yeah, like, dude, no. Well, you could, but you could also like start a fire in survival with your headset. 'Cause that thing's gonna burn, dude.
You're never gonna be able to take your headset off because it's melted to your fucking face.
Yeah, so I gotta check this out.
Yeah.
The developer was Engage XR.
Wow, it's
Formerly
already available.
Immersive VR Education. And they're the ones who did Apollo 11 VR experience.
$25.99 with a 4.1.
They've been doing this shit since 2015. They know what they're doing. But if you tell me that you're pushing the limit of the chipset, yeah, I'm gonna watch. You know?
Dude.
And it only includes on the Quest 3 exploration mode.
Yeah,
So
I saw somebody in the
pilot a submarine.
Somebody in the review gave them a low review because they're like, it doesn't have the syncing experience yet. And then somebody's like, the developer responded and he goes, the game is listed as. Okay, I guess that happens at some point in the game.
Sick
and they go, that place says
movie.
They go, that part says coming soon. What have I paid for? Is this a scam? And the developer goes, I
want to watch people die.
The developer goes, game is listed as early access, not final release. The syncing experience will be released a little later.
I don't know what the bitch is.
It's like that they say early access. And like you said, it's very clear with what is.
But again, you're putting that shit on the store early access. That's a game. Early access really doesn't mean shit no more.
But if it said App Lab.
Yeah, if you got it from App Lab, you'd be like, oh man, this thing's too good for App Lab.
It's crazy how much they screwed up with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
They
had such a good thing.
They devalued the store.
Yeah, 100%.
By allowing that. Not by making it happen, but by allowing it. So they're still an out.
I'm just disappointed that we were right. Like, we're sitting here flagging it for months in the lead up. Like, this is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Red alert.
Listen, call it Horizon app and just let people put their shit there. Mm-hmm. You know, you still 100%. Keep the name Horizon. Yeah, dude, it's like starting to become a real issue.
So this next one, this was also on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase. Not this piece of news, but it was featured on it. Shell Games Among Us 3D. That is going to be a combination of the VR game, first-person perspective, as well as adding cross-platform multiplayer support between the PC version that's also launching now as Among Us 3D. And that flat-screen PC edition is arriving on May 6th. So to clarify, Among Us before was that isometric view, very 2D. It was on a mobile app and on Steam, but it was, again, 2D and isometric. They've rebranded Among Us VR to Among Us 3D, and now they're kind of bringing a flat screen version of the VR adaptation to Steam and calling it Among Us 3D. So it gives that VR first-person perspective, but just playing on flat screen. And then there's going to be cross-platform support for multiplayer on Steam and Quest. So it's coming on May 6th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shell Games making moves. How about I Expect You to Die 4, huh?
Man,
they teased us with something, dude, a couple weeks ago. I don't care what they're. I say, yeah, Among Us, yay! Expect You to Die. Let's go, dude. You know I'm going to be bending some ear at PAX East. Just saying. All right, so this is like This is not a cool thing. This is not cool at all. No, it's really not. It's like I would actually put a cautionary asterisk to people who like might be sensitive to like real life tragedy. It's not for you. It's called Those from Below, and they're going to take you through one of the worst fucking mining disasters in 1956. I'm really going to butcher Belgium's pronunciation, but Bois du Cager.
Oh, mine. Bless you.
Right.
Way better
Fuck
for you
that,
than
man.
Me.
So there was an electrical fire. It occurred after a coal wagon was loaded incorrectly into one of their elevators, and it's cited as one of Belgium's most notable mining disasters. That sucks that they have many to choose from, and 262 miners died. many of whom were Italian migrant workers. So you're going to go through this experience.
It'd be
folks.
so crude for you to switch to Uncle Vinny right now. You know?
Don't do that. If you're going to make it happen, then I'll feel like shit all night long. It's like Easter too. So I mean, this isn't their first time with bringing you kind of down.
Well, because it says they did the JFK, Memento, and MLK Now Is Time.
The only thing they didn't do was like JFK first person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Film. This is important, and this is kind of like, I believe, their mission.
To educate, but it sounds like
educate about historical.
It could be some
historical injustices using VR. So we're gonna put you fucking in it, and they're gonna partner with museums.
Ooh, this could come to your work.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, it could.
I don't know how many Belgium people we have in the area, but we could educate. You know.
But dude, there's gonna be people who are gonna. They're not emotionally gonna, and we're not talking like true to life graphics, for good reason. But like, if your brain is gonna like feel like you're there, and you know 206, you know what's next? Like the circus tent fire from the fucking 20s in Hartford. You know, it's like, I don't know if I want to live through some of these. Like, you know, like,
dude,
I want to think that like this tragedy happened, and as the result of, you know, this was put into place so this doesn't happen. And
the Upload VR article says it has you descend into the mines before the incident, going into the poor working and living conditions the miners were subjugated to. Dude, this is a fucking immigrant. Let's be honest. This is going to be a horrendous experience.
Yeah. So I could see this having a triggered effect on some people.
But it's I'm gonna go through it. This looks like it could be really good.
You have to go through it.
It's gonna be on the Quest for sure, but no release date and other platforms are unconfirmed.
Yeah. So,
dude,
keep your eye out.
Dude, you're just gonna be in there and shit's just gonna explode.
No, you're gonna suffer.
Great.
You'll be lucky to just die.
Exploding would be the easy way out, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. No, they're probably
horrible.
They have probably found a way to cherry pick the worst possible situations that happened.
Yeah.
Really get that feeling of like your last breath because there's no oxygen. You know, it's like, this is going to be horrific.
Oh yeah. I'm curious how into it they get. Yeah. Oh, can't stay away.
Right. Oh,
so.
And Henry wrote that article. Poor Henry.
He's getting all the immersive experiences.
Henry gonna need a holiday.
So
yeah, they're not all great immersive experiences though.
So
Jesus.
From Flat to VR Studios, Trombone Champ Unflattened just got its most recent update, which is its Get a Grip update. Which, if you're one of the toot maniacs with a bunch of toots in their stock with no more trombones or anything to unlock, there is now gloves that you can unlock in the store to use different gloves in the game. And then, if you ask me, even more notably, I mean, having gloves to unlock is pretty cool, but there's now like a recording feature on the Quest and the other platforms as well to save your most recent song playback style. So like you play a song and then after it's done, you'll see a save video in the bottom right. And then if you hit save video, it automatically saves your last song as a video to your Quest gallery. So it makes it like easier to record content. Yeah. It's saved as a vertical video as well too. So come on. So if you played a song
Jackson glove?
No, but there's hey, aren't the default gloves white? You know? It's kind of the Michael
his
Jackson
wasn't
glove.
white. His was sequence.
Apologize.
The one glove.
Apologize. But there are nine gloves to unlock as well too. So good stuff.
Cool beans.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A name that just resonates with the OGs of video games, but Atari, iRobot. Out now, PlayStation VR2. Well, it seems like an awful lot of VR2 action lately. $14.99 too. And flat screen platforms.
I never played the original classic arcade shooter. I never played the original.
1983, the original came out.
Do you remember it?
Not really, but it's interesting because
did you say 1993 or 83?
83.
Yeah, 1983. Wow.
83. I was 13. But the dude who it's made by the same guy, David Thurer, who made Missile Command and Tempest. So I remember both of those very well. Both in arcade. Arcade Tempest was the best, coolest of like sounds.
Man, I hope this comes to the Quest.
No news on a Quest release, bro.
No, but it's definitely out on PSVR2.
What's even weirder is no VR support for Steam versions. Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting. But Atari, bro. Atari does what Atari wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, hey, dude. We saw Atari on the list of VR people for PAX East. Maybe they're demoing this game, PSVR 2.
That makes sense.
That's probably
that
makes
total sense. Yep.
Yeah.
You just nailed it, man. You took the mystery out of that. Not what I wanted to hear, but
if it is, I'm gonna grill them on if it's ever gonna come to the Quest.
It's coming to Quest.
Larian Studios, makers of Baldur's Gate 2 or 3, is gonna be there as well too. So
is it coming to Quest?
Coming to Quest.
It's coming to Quest.
So I know everyone's excited for GTA 6 and also excited for the indefinitely held
GTA 6 this year, right?
GTA San Andreas port to the Quest. But in the meantime, because modders do what modders do, somebody has modded full PCVR support to the GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition using the Unreal Engine VR plugin injector. So cool stuff, man. You can now play San Andreas in VR on PCVR using this person's mod, which I will try to find the modders. Their modding name is HOLYDH. Holy. That's why I spelt it. I'm just saying.
I'll trade that for the Belgian mine.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Dude.
It's the most embarrassing thing I ever read.
Yeah. Now, hopefully this modder is okay, because Rockstar has gotten, they came after another VR modder for their GTA mods, but he was selling them through his Patreon, and then there was a news article that came out talking about how he was making over $10K a month, and Rockstar went, what? So this modder's giving away their mod for free.
Yeah,
I think that's a different story.
It was.
No,
it's not the same guy.
No, it's not Luke Ross.
Okay, all right.
He got ballsy. Good, dude. You can't go. You can't go on articles. You can't do interviews.
I know, but I don't know what you plead on that. I really don't have an excuse for that.
He still sells the mods. You just got to sub to his Patreon. Like,
look at that. Something shiny. Anyways.
So
no problems, man.
So you can now do, because again, modders do what modders do. You can now do San Andreas in VR through PCVR. Woo, with a little bit of mod action. Sweet.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, I know this one you're about to do. It's going to excite you. Surprised you didn't grab this one earlier, honestly.
I did, but I didn't know how I really wanted to approach it, because I have like different angles I could take with it. So I'll go into it like straightforward, right? I'll cut no opinions or bullshit or the fact that like, yeah, you ain't never seeing these. But at TED 2025, Google showed off some cool smart glasses with, guess what? A HUD display.
Hell yeah.
They described them as conceptual hardware.
Much like Orion was.
Yep. So you're going to tell me, before I go any further, and this was from Google's Android XR lead, which is Shahram Azadi. But you're going to tell me that like your conceptual hardware is something that is coming out this year?
They
with
say it's coming
fucking
out this
Meta?
year.
No, I'm saying Meta
That their
has
conceptuals
Meta.
and Meta's coming out with theirs, and they're
Yeah.
only in the conceptual stage. Yes.
So you're going to tell me this is your conceptual hardware?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. No, there's no way, dude. That's not the future. Someone's already doing this. Get what I'm saying? It just was, it seems odd.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, like it shouldn't be in the, it should be in like the,
you competing with the Ray-Ban glasses?
yeah, by the time
Or are
they
you
have
competing with Orion?
By the time they have these out, you know,
I mean, full color display, but still. I mean, I just think it's, I don't, that's why I'm
Meta's
not really
HUD is supposed, they're $1,400 ones that are rumored are supposed to have full HUD too, full color HUD. So,
yeah,
like
so
you said, this comes out in a year. When are these guys going to come out with it if it's only conceptual? You make a damn good point there.
Yep. So, anyways, that's that.
Apple's coming out with some too.
Apple will actually do it.
They say 2027 though. Same thing.
And all 18 people will buy them.
Same thing. Where's Meta going to be by 2027 with their wearables? You know.
Yeah, it's just so that's bizarre. I think Google and its mightiness actually has a lot bigger shit they're working on.
Search engines,
just like hey, look, we're doing it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I no doubt think that when Meta brought out those Orion glasses on the stage, the Apples, the Googles, they went, why aren't we doing that? Like,
and
poke,
that's the thing. You had not one tech company going, we've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike in a lot of instances with companies come out and like wave shit around, Meta will be like, no, we looked at that. We have a prototype of that. Obviously doesn't fit in a fucking Quest 3, does it?
We're looking at a situation where in the next 12 months, Meta might be starting a whole new industry of wearable tech, which I know somewhat exists already with smartwatches and stuff, but it's going to hit a different level.
Meta be selling off some shit then. Dude, I mean, they're walking that fine line right now anyways.
Oh, wait, you're saying that they might get like the FTC?
Fuck,
dude, he picked
$1,000,000%.
Reason he's buddying with
the fucking WWE of VR is what it's turning into.
They're gonna dominate wearables. It's gonna be sick in the next 12 months if all these come out.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna look at the stacked amount of shit and be like, okay, you got like 3 socials under wraps, got fucking virtual reality under wraps, mixed reality under wraps. And
it's just
video cameras.
Kind of crazy to have Google on the back pedal of like reacting.
No, they've listen, Google's great at what they do, but they're also great at what they undo.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like it's just
you almost didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like you never know really what's the real deal.
So this next one, Underworld Overseer, a game I absolutely loved, made by Myron Games, the same developer as Deism. They have now released a new world update with 5 extra levels on a brand new island with their own variants. And the special level of this is described as a special survival mode, which they say is going to take at least a full hour as you battle against every type of enemy in the game. And then it also introduces 5 new enemy types. And they say it's not even the end for Underworld Overseer either.
Okay.
Yes, they're going to bring even more updates and content coming in the future as well.
Okay.
And the game's coming to PSVR2 as well too, so it's a fun game. Great to see more content come to it, and hopefully it continues to get more attention.
It does not seem like it's slowing down at all, which is good. That means something good has had to have happened.
4.9 on the MetaQuest store with 135 ratings. I mean, people that play it freaking love it. That says enough.
Okay.
4.9 is tough.
I'm sorry, say what? 4.9?
4.9 with over 100 reviews at 135. That's tough. Unless your game is
solid.
good. Your game has to be fucking good.
Yeah. 4.9 is pretty freaking amazing.
So that speaks enough right there.
Okay. I like it. All right, so It's a fun game, dude. Pirates VR. Jolly Roger.
I love the name.
The Jolly Roger of the flag. Split Light Studios first released it on Steam back in January. You're going to explore a cursed Caribbean island as you search for treasure, of course, while fighting off undead pirates, of course, and exploring shit. So, I've never joined by a trusted yet sarcastic parrot companion. So you know that it's just going to be this asshole parrot.
Same publisher as Ash and Arrows, VR Kiwi.
Yep, VR Kiwi.
That gives me faith.
Oh, man. No word on a Steam release, though.
So it's getting a PlayStation VR 2 release. Did you say the date?
No, I did not. May 15th.
Okay, right around the corner.
Out now on Steam. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, it's out now on Steam. Unsure if it's ever going to come to the Quest. Weeks. Hopefully we see this come to the Quest. This would be a great one on the Quest. Sounds freaking cool, though.
Ooh. What I like is, boy, Henry's all over the place this week. And the fact that Henry's saying left me wanting more is damn nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, but dude, PSVR2 just making it's good. It's good that this is happening.
Yeah, no, that there's
it was like a really slow start.
The store's really blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see it every week.
Speaking of which, man, we're doing the organic flow-ins. I'll close out the news, and then we'll go into we'll just list off the upcoming games right after quick. But speaking of PlayStation VR 2, the Resident Evil 4 remake has reached nearly 200K VR players on the PlayStation VR 2, which is a good indication of players that, like, I feel like it's been a slow growth just because of Sony not really pushing
games. They need games. That's all.
They're getting. Like, you see all these games that are coming to it. They got a good slew of games.
Yeah.
I just feel like they never got that love from Sony either.
No,
this is like the redheaded stepchild.
I don't think they give a shit.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's like,
it's like, if you put your shit on there, you'll make money, but we're not going to fucking help you. You know, it's a very strange business dynamic, even though they get a piece of the pie. You know, I mean, I don't know. I can't figure them.
Mm-hmm. Cool stuff, though. I mean, 200K, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Do you want to take this first bunch of upcoming games, or do you want me to take the first bunch?
Sure, I'll rifle through it. No bullshitting. What did I say at the start? Not a 2-hour episode.
We haven't yet. We have potential to end under.
It's like one.
I know, we have potential.
About an hour 40. Oh, I'm in so much trouble. Okay, upcoming games.
Smack.
Just sucks knowing you're just like 15 minutes away from an argument. Upcoming VR games. The Descent, April 22nd, PCVR. Elements Divided, April 23rd, PCVR. End Quest, yay. Ghost Town.
Oh,
super excited. Super excited. April 24th on the Quest. Be There, Be Square. Stay Forever Home, another one I'm kind of excited for, April 24th.
Also on the Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase.
Was on the Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase, coming out on Quest. Umani Groove, love the name, April 24th, PCVR, Pico, and Quest. Hey, Pico. Vestiges. Why I don't have this already? I begged. Did I not beg? Please, sir. Vestiges for me. Vestiges, Fallen Tribes, April 24th. Literally right around the corner. PCVR and Quest. Vertigo 2, Into the Aether, April 25th. PCVR. Secret of Antares, April 29th, PCVR. Levity Race, April 30th, PCVR. Alex and the Jets, April 2025. Unknown April, but we're running out of time. On Quest 3. Poly Ego, April 2025. Again, running out of time. PSVR and Pico. Keep an eye out and see if next week we're saying that's next month. The Obsessive Shadow.
I think a lot of the ones that say April are not coming
April
out in
2025. PSVR, PSVR 2. Under the Pillow.
That's not creepy.
April 2025 on Quest and Steam. Barely Escape. Barely Escape. May 1st. Right around the corner. PCVR and Quest. Dig VR. May 1st. PCVR and PSVR2. Congratulations. The House of Da Vinci VR. They were also a sponsor on the Ruff Talk VR showcase. May 1st, PSVR 2, and the Midnight Walk. That sounds very frightening for some reason. May 8th, PCVR and PSVR 2. And I'm seeing a lack of Quest on here, by the way. And Vendetta Forever, May 8th, PCVR.
And those last 4, yeah, but in the case of Dig VR, that was just,
out.
Yeah.
Just
but I know. You like to see,
just saying.
Like to see Quest on
I
all
don't
of
see
them.
a queue in a lot of these.
Man, holy fuck, that was a lot of games, though, for just half. So I'll blow through this next one. But shows you how much is cooking. So Slender, The Arrival VR, May 13th, PCVR, PSVR2, and Quest. There, you're happy. Owling, Crowling, Bowling, May 15th, PCVR. Pirates VR, Jolly Roger, May 15th, coming to PSVR 2, as we talked about earlier. This one we also referenced earlier. Tunnels, coming May 15th to the Quest. Get Out, A Very Bad Dream Story. Dude, some of these game names, man. Coming May 16th to PSVR 2. Out of Sight VR, coming to PCVR on May 22nd from Flat to VR Studios. Shout out there.
Hey.
Quantum Threshold, coming May 22nd as well to PC, VR, and Quest. Zombie Army VR coming May 22nd to PC, VR, PSVR 2, and Quest. F125 coming May 30th to PC, VR. Besiege VR. So hyped for that. Coming sometime in May. Epica, which is currently out on Quest, is coming to PSVR 2 sometime in May. Honeypot, also on the Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase, coming in May to the Quest. Requisition, which is out now on PC VR, is coming in May to Pico and Quest. Smurfs, Flower Defense, so hyped for that one, is coming May to the Quest 3. Only Quest 3. Trailblazer, The Untold Story of Mrs. Benz, is coming May 2025 to Quest. Vivarium is coming in May to the Quest. And V-Rider SBK is coming to PCVR and PSVR 2 in May. So excited for those two audiences to try V-Rider. V-Rider is such a good game. So holy shit. No shortage of news. No shortage of games coming out. We're just under 2 hours. So we made it to your threshold. But
It's
anything else you want to say before?
Now.
Anything you want to say before we wrap it up? Happy Easter. Hope everyone had a great Easter.
Yeah.
Hope the bunny came, dropped you off some candy.
Holiday.
Hope everyone had some ham.
It's all about
maybe not ham. Not everybody needs to eat ham. Hope everyone had a good time. Ate some food, had a good time.
Just enjoy the day.
Don't forget. Yeah. Hopefully you just enjoy the day in whatever way.
Yeah.
Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, check out the Discord, the Patreon, and we will check you out later this week with finally we'll be putting out our interview with the Mythic Realms developer Petrichor from our in-person interview. We'll have that out later this week.
The legendary mythical interview.
Yes. It's coming out, I promise, this week. All right. Stay tuned, everyone. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao, ciao.